When you talk about all the money and energy that goes into finding that one cure for cancer, doesn't it seem to make more sense to put more energy into prevention in the first place? And
It's always better to prevent a disease than to treat it. For example, it was found polio. When I was growing up, polio was this great, terrible thing. You end up in iron lungs and you'll be paralyzed the rest of your life. Well, it found out that the best way to deal with polio is just to keep it was fecal oral transmission. Basically, if you had polluted water and drank it, that's how you could get polio. And if you had clean water supplies, polio would go away. It's a simple way of getting rid of polio. You didn't have to spend billions on vaccines. Well, that's what they did anyway. But having clean water would have been much simpler. And a lot of public health problems from the 19th century, as cities became really big and they didn't have good sewer system, really were preventable by bringing in simple public health measures. Scurvy. You could spend $1 trillion trying to figure out the molecular mechanisms of scurvy. It's much easier to eat, take some vitamin C. You don't have to worry about it. It's easy to prevent scurvy. Well, it's easy to treat with vitamin C, but you could develop all kinds of drugs, and you could develop whole schools of thought on the molecular mechanisms of scurvy. Why bother? Just take some vitamin C. You don't have to worry about scurvy. It's always easy to prevent something. I mean, scurvy was like cancer in the 16th, 17th century. I mean, tens of thousands of sailors were dying from scurvy. It was a major public health problem. And there were researchers at universities trying to figure out the basic science of scurvy. And Lynn said, all you have to do is take some oranges. And everyone thought that was too simple. So it took the British Admiralty 40 years before they would finally accept James Lynn's work on scurvy. He did the first work showing that you could reverse scurvy they didn't know vitamin C, but with citrus fruit. So yes, prevention is always easier than treatment. And in fact, if people ate well, I'd be out of business. Great, then I could do something else.